right, so Tesla just dropped their earnings report, and we're going to be going through them today. Okay, so I'm going to be going through the entirety of what's going to be happening with the whole entire Tesla Q3 2022 update. All right, so first off, we have to go and look into this. All right, so free cash flow, we're currently at $3.3 billion for Q3. That's a $2.2 billion increase in our cash and marketable securities in Q3 to $21.1 billion. Pretty good. Something that we really want to take a look into as well is operating margin reaching 17.2% in Q3. Okay, for this is the operating margin. Later on, we have to talk about a different margin that I think is one of the reasons why Tesla kind of dropped a little bit. All right, next up, we have to talk about raw material cost inflation impacting the profitability and the ramp inefficiency. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that we already know that for raw material costs, you're talking about your lithium, you're talking about your aluminum, you're talking about batteries, whatever it is, all those costs are going to be going up because of inflation. And those are commodity costs going up, hence raw material costs going up. And then for them, the margin has to go down effectively. Okay, which is why a little bit sad that we kind of see profitability being affected because of raw material costs. However, we do see this going away in the near future. And by near future, I do mean like 1 or 2 years, okay, not like 1 or 2 months. So that's something that we have to take into consideration. Afterwards, they also talk about the ramp inefficiencies from Giga Berlin and Giga Texas, and also alongside with the 4680 cell production. The USD also continued to strengthen compared to all the other major currency. I think that is also one of the bigger contributor to why Tesla might be affected during this period of time, because Tesla has a lot of gigafactory around the world. Okay, and when you are actually doing all these things, all these vehicles, and you're selling to all these different people from different countries, all those currencies are going down. Okay, the only good currency so far seems to be the US dollars. Okay, but if, for example, Giga Shanghai is doing well, and if Giga Shanghai continues to sell cars in China, but renminbi continues to drop, that's not going to be going so well. And for example, same thing, if Giga Berlin or Giga whatever, all the ones in Europe, okay, is doing well, but Euro continues to drop in price. So it's the same thing. Okay, they will be talking a lot about foreign exchange for this earnings cost as well. Right, next time we have to look at automotive gross margin, which is over here, this 27.9% over here. Okay, so last quarter we actually got a 27.9% for the gross margin. And of course, we have to also take into consideration Q2 of 2022, we're talking about Shanghai with the whole entire zero COVID policy. So Q2 is actually an anomaly. We cannot really take Q2 as a really good judgment of how Tesla is going to scale. So right now in Q3, we're still at 27.9%, which is a little bit saddening because personally, I was actually just hoping that they just go above even a 28% will be all right. But staying at 27.9% is a little bit saddening to see, which is why I believe that's one of the reasons why Tesla dropped 5% in the aftermarket. Okay, afterwards you have to look at revenue at $21.4 billion. I think the estimate was at $22.1 billion. So a little bit of a miss, which is also why contributing to the whole dropping in the aftermarket as well. Operating margin, like I said before, I don't think Q2 should be a good standard guideline, so I like to take Q1. Okay, if you look at Q1, the operating margin was at 19.2%. Right now is actually still at 17.2%. Of course, it is a good increase from Q2, but it is still lower than Q1. So that is something that people might want to weigh in when they're actually thinking about buying or selling the stock. All right, so afterwards you look at net income. Okay, net income, stockholder, you know, previously in Q1 it was 3.3, right now it's 3.2-ish, well, almost 3.3. Still a little bit of a drop as compared to Q2. Of course, it is a huge increase, but like I said, I think that Q1 should be held of a higher standard. All right, now we have to move on to the next one. All right, financial summary. Of course, this is just a plain summary of everything. Growth in the vehicle deliveries. Of course, for all those Tesla bulls, they think that Tesla, because Elon Musk said that Tesla's delivery should be going up 50% year over year, at the very least, every single year. But all those Tesla bulls out there, they are thinking that, oh, Tesla should actually go up at least 70% or 80% year over year. And I don't think that is going to be very possible to substantiate over time. Okay, so nevertheless, 56% is pretty good as it is. Okay, and over here you can see increased ASP, which is an average selling price year over year. However, they did say that the ASP declines sequentially as the prior quarter ASP was driven by limited Shanghai production in quarter two. Okay, like I said, quarter two is an anomaly. Of course, that was a rough time for Tesla, especially when they are really trying to get into China a lot more. All right, and then of course with negative FX impact, which is what I said before, which is your foreign exchange currency and such. All right, next up we have to talk about the cost of production ramp in Giga Texas and Giga Berlin, and the ramp of 4680 cells. I think earlier I said it before. That's going to be a huge issue because they want to get the production ramp up, which means that they have to get the cost down. But of course, inflation is not going to let it go that easily. Prices is going to be continuously going up, which is why if prices continues to go up, ASP have to go up. When ASP have to go up, then hopefully your margin can actually goes up. If your margin does not go up, your margin goes down and your ASP still goes up. Not really a good look for Tesla. All right. Next up, global vehicle inventory. This is what I really want to talk about. Okay, over here you can see that it's currently at 8 days of supply. Okay, so 8 days of supply as compared to the prior quarters, it's about like 4 days, 3 days or so. Okay, so same thing. Again, we have two ways to look at this. One is that it could be that the supply chains are getting better. And if the supply chains are getting better, they are actually getting more production ramp up going on. Hence, they have more days of supply for the global vehicle inventory. That could be the first case scenario. The second case scenario could be that demand might be waning. And of course, that is what everyone is afraid of. Because if demand starts to wane for Tesla vehicles, that is going to be one of the biggest red flag that you can have for Tesla right now. Okay, Tesla right now is in the process of doing a ramp up situation. They cannot have a sudden demand waning at this current moment. Okay, so it's good that they're able to actually keep up with the days of supply. It simply means that when demand actually hits hard, when there's a lot of demand, then they can actually get out more, and the global vehicle inventory can actually keep up with it. Okay, of course that's the best case scenario, but of course the worst case scenario is that if the demand is starting to slow down and they are still continuously supplying at that same level of production, that's going to be an issue. Okay, but of course right now I think that even Elon Musk himself, he did say that every vehicle that Tesla were to manufacture is definitely going to be sold. So I don't think demand would be that big of an issue as of now. But of course, with this recession continuously going bigger and bigger, okay, especially looking at China. China is a big buyer, okay? I don't doubt anything from China that they are going to be buying huge, especially on Tesla vehicles. However, if China on its own is going through one of the worst recession in a very, very long time, this is going to be hitting their buying capability, their buying power. And when buying power is being affected, then of course buying pressure is going to be affected as well. Okay, that means people are not going to be able to buy all these items, so this so-called luxury items. Okay, and let's be honest, in China they already have EVs that are cheaper. So of course, if you want to actually take into consideration what Chicken Genius Singapore actually said, he was also talking about how BYD is the best-selling EV in the market. But of course, if you're actually comparing EVs such as your BYD and your Tesla, you're talking about two different products over here with different price range, and one of it is a luxury product and the other doesn't really earn much money. Okay, so of course, if we are in an economic recession, I do see BYD having more people buying it for people who require a vehicle. For Tesla, maybe not, which is why demand issue that we have to talk about. All right, next up we have to continue on, which is all right. So we continue to implement solutions to further increase the production rate in Fremont. The production rate for Model Y made in Texas continued to increase each month of the quarter. The total number of 4680s produced increased 3 times sequentially in the quarter three. The initial phase of Tesla Semi deliveries is scheduled to begin in December 2022. All right, so for 4680s, all those battery cells, they actually increased 3 times sequentially in quarter three, seemingly to be a good thing. But at the same time, you have to understand that, although it actually increased by 3 times, it also means that, because inflation cost is one of the reasons why the production would be also a little bit more expensive. So the margin would most likely be going downwards. So, of course, that's where the average is getting attacked at. All right, then afterwards, it's basically just all your solar, your FSD update and such. I'm not super duper into those. Of course, there are some people who are very, very into those solar updates. People who are into FSD and things, but of course in Singapore we don't really have FSD. I cannot really enjoy FSD, and I don't think FSD is really moving out at that big of a rate either. As of the report, they are saying that approximately about 160,000 Tesla drivers in North America have access to FSD beta. So until FSD beta becomes something in the millions, I think that I don't really have to cover it as of now. That's something. All right, so afterwards, then you just kind of have like photos of the entire thing. Pretty cool. I kind of enjoy all these sort of pictures from Tesla earnings every single time. It's nice to see all the whole production line, how it works out. Oh, yeah, it's pretty cool as well because it's actually like it spells out Tesla using the solar panel. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, but then afterwards, okay, then you get all your so-called like the statements of operation. But yeah, basically that's kind of all for the earnings. Of course, if you're interested in reading all this thing on your own, feel free, go and do it on your own. But yeah, I think that my final words for this earnings is that I think Tesla is going to see some concern in quarter four. But of course, I think according to Elon Musk, he actually came out in the earnings call to say that, well, not really Elon Musk himself, but the executive were like saying that, Tesla is going to be worth more. Well, Tesla have the potential to be worth more than Apple and Saudi Aramco combined, which is about like a $4 trillion market cap. And he's saying that that's without optimism. So I'm not sure how true that is to be the case. But yeah, I mean, I'm not extremely bullish, nor am I bearish about Tesla. Tesla is just kind of like a kind of study topic for myself. I like to read into how Tesla is doing, what's their business model like, and things like that. But yeah, I'm not sure if Elon is able to do it. They did touch upon the whole entire Twitter's acquisition, and they were like saying something along the line of like, Twitter, the acquisition is going to make Twitter as an asset is going to be, I think, worth a lot more in the future if Elon Musk were to work with it, and the potential is there, that sort of thing. So yeah, I think it's pretty hard to say, but because of that, Twitter most likely would be going higher. Well, I won't think they will go higher. I think they will just not drop in price simply because it means that Twitter at the moment is going to go through the whole entire acquisition. I don't see the acquisition just suddenly dropping off, because even in this earnings call, they kind of just solidify the reasons for why Elon Musk wants to buy Twitter. So yeah. All right. So other than that, I think that the deliveries numbers are not the best, but it's not the worst either. They still get record number. They still get 50% delivery growth year over year. I think overall, I think Tesla is still going to be a pretty good company. And of course, alongside with all those people who are into Tesla, like Tesla Boost and such, I do think that Tesla in a 5, 10, 15-year period is still going to be a pretty good company. But of course, at the same time, we also have to see all these different companies that will be coming out along the way. They are going to be fighting for Tesla's market share as well. So I do believe that it will most likely be another company out there. There's going to be another Elon Musk out there that will outdo Elon Musk. Okay, it's going to happen. We just do not know who just yet. But anyway, that's all I have for this quarter 3 2022 Tesla earning call update. And yeah, if you enjoy this sort of urgent content, okay, it came out yesterday, I'm posting it today. So yeah, if you enjoy it, please drop me a like and also subscribe to my channel. And stay tuned for weekly videos from me every Wednesday and every Saturday. Right? That's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.